to our very good Ghanaian people, be rest assured that we are going to increase the vigilance at the polling stations, and we call on all of you to join us in this endeavor. We believe that Dr. Miracle Aboagye is winning these elections and winning it in a very big way. And that is why we want these elections to be free and fair. It is our elections that we are winning, and we do not want the elections to be disrupted. We are committed to a peaceful process, we are committed to a transparent process, and we are calling on every Ghanaian out there to join us in this cause to ensure that your vote would count, and that at the end of the day, we will not be having an illegal president, but we'll be having a president that has been voted for by the Ghanaian people and by the people who qualify to do so.
A few moments later.
Let me first of all congratulate the President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the NDC party. How can Lawyer Kpebu be giving us advice on running the country? Lawyer, where you catch? Lawyer, where you catch? Lawyer, where you catch? That you are advising Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. What have you done for yourself?
Thank you.
I think that, lawyer, you are completely ignorant about the issues. Running an organization has nothing to do with age. There are people who are 20. Lawyer, experience has nothing to do with age. You are ignorant. You have an overbloated ego. I can be. Experience has nothing to do with age. Years has nothing to do with experience.
I'm just saying, what have you done before?
Lawyer, let me respond to you. No, I'll respond to you. Number one, since you brought it up, let me give you one piece of advice. Experience. Let me. Okay.
How many years have you?
Don't worry. Let me respond to you. Number one, you are ignorant because I do not. Oh, let me speak. I do not pretend over any minister. If you had read, and then you would pay attention to the issues, you not make such an ignorant comment. Number two, I have a lot of experience. At least I have worked actively for 13 good years to be able to do what I do.
Level?
Please.
At what level?
Please. So you see, you do not have my CV.
Level?
Can I speak? You do not have my CV. You have no idea about my work experience, and yet you come and sit in the morning. Please. You come and sit on TV and make an ignorant comment, and you do this to almost every sector.
You're just interested in the word ignorant.
Because you are ignorant. Because you are ignorant.
It's okay.
And
you have responded.
You have responded. Why are you? And I think that moving forward, since you've met me today, you brought it up. Try to understand the issues, learn about it. If you have experience, decipher them before you make such comments. Don't do that. Let me make my point. Because you are ignorant. And you do it a lot. You do that a lot. And you see, when you do that on TV, you think that is why you organize a demonstration and less than 100 people showed up. Because you just miss it. Because you knew nothing about it. Showed what? Your demonstration was there. Your demonstration was the West organized demonstration. And you couldn't organize a common demonstration. You couldn't organize a common demonstration.
Okay, lawyer.
Has the fixation of constantly putting out lies and falsehood and wants everybody to let me tell you, there is nowhere that in this country the NDC completed 50 e-blocks. It's a lie, it's a falsehood, it's a consistent lie he's put out there. When you go to parliament, Alfred, don't interrupt me, please. When you go to parliament, when you go to parliament, the official documentation is there. And when you get to parliament, you realize that the NDC completed only 29 of the e-blocks they started. Let me even tell you something. It is senseless. It is completely senseless to come to a district like mine, where I have 13 secondary schools, and say that your solution to providing space for children to go to school is to go and build another school building kilometers away from the community. Go to Okapman. So if I have space in a secondary school like Okapman School, there is so much land, even today. And my vision is to provide the access for children to go to school. You think the most sensible thing is for me to go and build an E-block in Mangwase without a dormitory block? How would the children in Okopon be able to go to Mangwase? And that is what this government is seeking to avoid. And that is why a lot of their E-blocks are so stuck in the bush, completed, and yet children are not attending. Let me also address consumer research that you have, okay, not people's opinions, that says that the people are not using A-levy because they don't want to, they want to pay 0.5 and not 1.5. Number two, do you have any research that indicates, shows that as we speak now, the usage of the e-levy has gone down? You yourself, okay, from what you said, told me that in May, the usage of the
it's your
mobile
finance
money.
ministry that is telling us.
The data.
So I'm just reiterating whatever data.
Which ministry? When did they bring it to you?
Oh, but it came out 2 days ago. You don't know?
No, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it doesn't mean that it's not out. I'm reading it here. You're asking me.
Let me even tell you this.
This is something that we have all discussed in the media, and you're challenging it now.
I checked from the finance ministry yesterday, and they told me these figures didn't come from them. I can
so
tell
what
you.
is their figure?
If you want, put the finance minister online.
What is their figure?
No. You see, let me answer one particular question.
Dennis, what is their figure? You are here challenging your own finance minister.
Relax. I am
so
telling
you say that the finance minister says this.
I am telling you that I checked from the finance ministry. I don't want to distract the conversation. This is just by the way.
Okay.
You are saying that this is our own figures, and I'm telling you that the figures that you have, I have checked from the finance ministry, and the finance ministry tells me that these figures didn't come from. And I haven't seen the report.
What are their figures?
Do you have the reports?
What are their figures?
Do you have the reports?
Dennis, what are the figures? If I didn't have the reports, I wouldn't be reading it.
The fact that they say they haven't given you this report doesn't mean that I should put out figures.
You don't have the figures. Let me move on to lawyer.
Relax.
Let me move on to lawyer. Because I don't know how you are challenging this. Why has the finance ministry not come out to discuss these numbers? Because these numbers came out 2 days ago.
Would you let me land?
The finance ministry has not come out to discuss.
Would you let me land?
And yes, they told you that these numbers are wrong.
You can't just brush off and move on.
I'm moving on. I gave you enough time. You decided to use a part of your time to talk about other developments.
More than I have.
I haven't. I gave you enough time. Let me go to lawyer. Let me go to lawyer. Lawyer.
30 seconds.
I'll come back to you.
I am saying that no. Before lawyer comes, I am saying that.
Give him 1 minute.
No, you give me the 30 seconds.
The constituency chairman and all of that who are supporting Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you are saying that they are supporting them because they don't have a mind of their own.
Please.
I am saying
let this go on this show. And
you can fix it.
I won't allow it. I won't even allow it. Please.
Okay, good. Please. I am glad.
This is about the third time you have made the same statement.
The things are there.
They don't have
When I finish, I'll take the case. Mahmoud Bawumia has imported in the car. And we will not allow you or any other person to impose their views on any of these parts. So it's a lie. Establish that. Number two, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has not spent any extraordinary money than should be spent in running this campaign. And you have no evidence, complete no evidence to say anything other than speculate and join the speculative bandwagon. Your job is not to join the speculation. Your job is to verify, validate these speculations. Once you have substance,
it's based on that.
Where is the substance? Tell me.
No,
what?
Absolutely.
Based on what? Based on what?
I have seen it.
Seen what?
My producers has confirmed that there are people at the hotel.
But those people are come by you.
By your camp. By your camp.
You established. That was by the camp. You see, there were 10 people running. You see the problem?
Okay.
The problem with the point you are making is that there are 10 people running a contest. You have seen people, you claim you have seen people in a hotel, and you assume that those people are in the hotel come by one candidate. When you have no evidence.
Why would they lie against your candidates?
But are you not here lying? Are you not here lying that the candidates imported vehicles? Why did you put out that lie?
It is not a lie.
Where is your evidence?
So you are not.
Where is your evidence? You put out a lie that Dr.
It is not a lie. Even the blind person has seen that Dr. Bawumia has brought vehicles into the country. What I say.
If you have been able to put out that lie.
I came here to propose.
The only person who has a record of lying.
I think you lie more than him actually, and you just put out a lie on this show today. Let me put that aside. The fact of the matter remains
in preventing such things to happen. And these few examples clearly is I believe that the NDC is engaged in a deliberate attempt to disenfranchise the Ghanaian people after they have realized they have lost the elections. And of course, clearly, with the numerous arrests that is going on, it's clear that they are failing at their strategy and they are failing woefully. And so if you're an NDC agent, you're an NDC officer, you're an NDC friend that has been engaged by them to execute any other activity from this moment to the next few hours before the election ends, please be reminded that you are going to be arrested, you are going to be caught, and when you are arrested, you are going to be alone. And so you would advise yourself and ensure that you do not engage in whatever it is that they have actually tasked you to do. We believe that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is winning these elections and winning it in a very big way. And that is why we want these elections to be free and fair. It is our elections that we are winning, and we do not want the elections to be disrupted. We are committed to a peaceful process. We are committed to a transparent process, and we are calling on every Ghanaian out there to join us in this cause to ensure that your vote would count, and that at the end of the day, we will not be having an illegal president, but we'll be having a president that has been voted for by the Ghanaian people and by the people who qualify to do so. We trust that each and every Ghanaian would exercise their right to vote and will not be dissuaded or be intimidated by the selfish acts of the opposition NDC. We encourage you that in the next few hours before the election ends, please and please again, go and add up to the numbers. Step out. Go and cast your vote. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your time to show that you are a patriotic citizen. Go out there and cast your vote, and also make your voice count and make your voice also be heard. Remain calm. Do not be confident that seeing what is going on, sensing what is happening, clearly, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is in the lead and is going to win these elections. The NDC is jittery. The NDC is worried because they came into these elections with one strategy. Having realized in the last few months that they are losing the elections, they came in with one strategy. Let's steal the will of the people. And at this point that they realize that their strategy is failing, it is causing a lot of discomfort for them. And this is the time for all of us to work together and push them completely into the corner and into obscurity. If they are confident that their candidate is a credible candidate to lead this country, and they are confident that the good people of Ghana want their candidate, they should allow the process to go free and fair. But if they choose not to allow it and allow the laws to work, we are here to work with you, the Ghanaian people, and all stakeholders to continuously clip them like we have done since morning and ensure that they fail in this endeavor. Thank you very much for your attention.
To these issues.
But these are not issues you should be running away from. Now that the opportunity has availed itself.
Who? Why are you not calling him? Why are you not calling him to ask him why he's running away from a debate? And in any case, in my statement, did I tell you we're running away from anything? I said we'll respond. He should come for a debate. Then you will get his responses. How is that running away?
Even though
he is the one who has refused. He is the one where here in this country, when he said that, he made that very derogatory comment that he will not stoop low to debate any of the other candidates, let alone the vice president. So who in this case is running? He can refuse a debate and then go and stand somewhere and ask questions.
He has said that he will not honor your debate invitation. After that one, he has already said it.
So
just like you also in the past said you are not going to debate him.
So then what makes him think that he can come and ask questions?
Even though the questions...
Isn't he the one who advised? Isn't he the one who advised that we should go and give those responses to the Ghanaian people? That's what Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia did this afternoon in Makola and Okaishi.
Okay.
What makes the former president think that he can ask questions and everybody should run and come and respond, but he has no answers to give anybody? Has he responded to the question of why he cancelled nurses and teacher training colleges? Has he responded to the question as to why he left this country in Doomsor for 4 years? Has he responded to the question as to why he left nurses and teacher graduates for 3 years without employing them? Has he answered the teachers that he paid 3 months after they had worked for 12 months? Has he given them answers? Those are questions that he himself has to answer.
Yeah. If you could just indulge me, Dennis, I would want to hear from the NDC so that I can ask them.
So it's just a wrap-up moment for us now as we get towards the Saturday polls. Yeah.
Okay. Some have said that, it's because of the heat that the former president is bringing in the region that the vice president has had to come back to the region. Is that the case?
Whatever it is, we want the votes.
You want the votes?
Yes. So whether it's a heat or it's a cold, whatever it takes for Dr. Bawumia to win the elections on Saturday, we will do it. He's not a lazy man. He's a very, very, in fact, of the 13 candidates, he's the only one that has done 276. The former president hasn't done 276.
Right.
And so if it's heat, that would send him back to constituencies that he's even done already. It tells you what he's made up of, and it's all good. He's going to continue campaigning till the time when the law doesn't allow him to campaign anymore.
Right. The former president has said that this government has not been fair to the Ashanti region, where they get most of their votes. What has been the messaging of the NPP in the Ashanti region, especially in this last belt? What is the messaging?
I think the former president knows the truth, but he's simply decided to do what he does best. Misrepresent, lie to the people, and then get the vote. Listen, no government since 1992 has done as much as the NPP has done in the Ashanti region or in any of the other regions than the NPP. Okay. And so I suppose that if he makes that point, then it's fair that we run a quick comparative analysis between his party and his leadership and this government. I thought that when he made that point, he was going to list what it is that he's done for the people. So sector by sector, we can run some quick comparison, but he didn't do that. I mean, which aspects of the sectors in the Ashanti region is the former president talking about? We have done over 2,700 kilometers of roads in the Ashanti region.
I see.
He did 331 kilometers. So what is he talking about?
Right.
In fact, when the Ashanti people asked him for better roads during his tenure as president, he told them that even if he places gold on their roads, they will not appreciate. President Kufuor,
he says he's done more in that region than
I'm giving you the figures. I'm giving you the figures. So when you finish, call him, let him give you his figures. Because I'm giving you the figures. So it's not just you saying, I'm giving you the figures.
You said over what, 2,000 kilometers of roads. Right.
Yes.
In which areas?
Across the Ashanti region.
Okay.
Across the Ashanti region. I mean, we've put out the videos and put out the data is there. I can share with you if you want. Okay. Across the Ashanti region, inner roads, highways, across the region. Across the places like Amansia South that has never seen even a centimeter of roads, so they have roads in those areas.
I'm curious, does it include the Swami roundabout area?
It's ongoing, it's not part. It's ongoing. The 2,007 are completed roads.
Okay.
Completed roads. Not
I only ask because people complain a lot about that area.
It's completed roads.
Okay.
He did 331. The former president doesn't have a single hospital, one hospital that he started and completed for the people of Ashanti, not even one. Call him, let him give you one as we speak. Even hospitals that President Kufuor left in 2008, the Eurojet project, 6 of them were in Ashanti region. The entire 8 years of vice president and being president, he couldn't complete even one. Nice. He started 2 of his own NSM hospital projects. He couldn't complete them. So he left.
Is government not meant to be a continuum?
Hang on. He left 8. So it means that he left the 6 hospitals President Kufuor gave him, and then also left the 2
he started 2.
He started 8 to us. Okay. We have completed all 6 of those projects and commissioned them. Last week, President Kufuor commissioned about 3 of these projects. President Kufuor, as we speak, out of the Agenda 101 project, has 16 in Ashanti region. He's completed 5 of them. We've put up close to about 700 educational infrastructure in the Ashanti region alone. So you make a point about continuum. That is the point. And so if you go and stand in front of the people of Ashanti and say that the NPP hasn't been fair to you, they laugh at you because they remember you. They remember and they ask you, what did you do? What? Because you don't just say, we haven't been fair to them. What did you do? Then we run the comparison.
So in other words, the former president can't compare his record in the Ashanti region to your record,
I have mentioned to you. Did he mention his? Because I have just mentioned to you.
He mentions road projects as well. He mentions the Ketia market. He mentions some other
331 kilometers. So we run the numbers. Then we will know who has been fair to who. Because remember, the amount of votes that the former president and his party gets in Ashanti is even more than the total number of votes he gets in his own strongholds in the voter region.
Well, that is true. What he gets in the Ashanti region is more than what he gets in the Volta region. But it also doesn't mean it's all about the population. You can't take that out of context and say it's out of the population.
I'm just trying to pick on his own words and show the inconsistencies and hypocrisies in his words.
How is it inconsistent?
Yeah, because you did nothing for the people. How do you?
He did nothing.
I mean, comparatively, that's why I'm running numbers. You see, I always insist that elections are about comparisons. That's why we're going to make a choice.
Okay.
A choice. You're making a choice because one is better than the other.
Okay.
And so how does the person that did little come to tell you that vote for him and vote against the one that did more? That is the challenge that the people of Ashanti...
I have a few people disputing what you're saying, who say they are in the Ashanti region. And they say, hey, all these projects completed. But anyway...
No, but I have the data here. I can give them to you.
You can share with us.
All the roads, I'll give them all to you. The way the NDC operates, you know, NDC, they use communist inferior taxes. And the way they operate, you don't pinpoint one person. You know, they say they are socialists, so it's all for all, one for all. You know the way they say that. They are all parts. It's a whole grand scheme.
Who's been talking about? I've heard President Mahama. Is it on
my President Mahama speaks about it. Who else? Everybody in the NDC has spoken about it. They've all either tweeted or Facebooked about it. All of them. And it was a grand scheme. And this document was prepared for the 2020 elections. It was something they did to run us down.
So they are suggesting to Ghanaians that don't vote for Dr. Bawumia because if you vote for Dr. Bawumia, he will continue.
The guys are still campaigning against Nana Akufo-Addo. You have that's why I tell you they are not serious.
How?
They are still campaigning against Nana Akufo-Addo. You don't see it.
I don't get it.
They are still campaigning against Nana Akufo-Addo. That's why I also don't get. That's why they are not serious.
I don't understand.
You have a contest with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and you are campaigning against Nana Akufo-Addo. You don't see it.
How are they campaigning
Don't
against
you see
Nana Akufo-Addo?
them every day fighting Nana Akufo-Addo? You know why? Because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia won't fight. He's a different breed of politician. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is that fine line between a technocrat and a politician. He is one that is just focused on the issues.
And solutions.
That's all. He identifies the problems and he says, this is what I think we need to do to make it work. And the NDC, they never debate on issues.
But Dr. Bawumia throws jabs at John Mahama. That I want to debate him, he's running away from me.
But if I want to debate you and you're running away, that's not a jab, that's a fact. Because you have said that you won't debate me, so you're running away. I mean,
but he says things like, go and ask him to talk about inflation in his time. Ask him to talk about doom. So he says things like that.
Because you haven't spoken about it, that's fact. Because you haven't spoken about it. As we speak now, have you heard John Mahama, former president, His Excellency, give us an account of his stewardship as president?
I'm totally sure that hasn't happened.
That's what I'm telling you.
I was hoping that the campaign launch would go up. It still didn't happen.
The reason why they cannot take on...
Why is he not talking about his time?
The reason why they cannot debate and take on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on the issues is because they themselves, till date, they haven't been able to espouse any cogent solution to our issues and our challenges as a country.
They don't have any?
But even their own, the one they mentioned, have they been able to explain? Do you understand?
No.
Do you understand any of their policies? I saw you play some of the videos. Some say the organizers will work on the Techimai Highway till 2 a.m. Some say lions and eagles will be reared and they'll be exported. Some say watcher will be sold at night. Have you heard them really say that?
Watcher will be sold at night was Felix Ofosu-Kwakye.
Listen, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has identified each of the issues. He says for the business community, I think these are our issues. This is my solution. What do you think? For the teachers, this is the issue. This is my solution.
But the question then is, Dr. Bawumia is in government. What is this I've identified? Go ahead and deal with it.
You see, there is a reason why we go into an elections every 4 years. It is because countries' issues never end. You fix one and it escalates you to the next level. And then you have to find a solution for that one as well. Otherwise, I'm sure the Americans and the Europes, they would say, we have arrived. God, come for us. Why is America going into an election in November? Is there any country that beats America in anything? Why are they going? Haven't you heard Kamala Harris talk about things that she will do? Why is she not doing them now?
She's vice president.
It is because when you are going into an election, you have to look at what was in existence, what you have achieved, and say, we have been able to do all of this. What is left for us to do? For example, we have implemented free senior high school.
Yes.
So what are you going to do when it comes to free senior high school? The next level is we need to move secondary education to be modernized and be ready for the fourth industrial revolution. That's why you hear Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia speak about TVET education and how to modernize it. How does that amount to do it now? We have done what we have to do based on the 4-year tenure and what we promised. Some of them are standard that is to be done. Those are the things that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has put together and also identified emerging issues. Because as you solve the issues, you are getting emerging ones that also require new solutions. And those are the things he's espousing. Whether former President Mahama likes it or not, Dumso is no longer an issue. It's been fixed under this government. So he can't come and tell us that I'm going to solve Dumso. You understand? He needs to come and tell us new things that he will do. Why is he not talking about those new things? Mention one solution you've heard the former president profess for any of our sectors.
He will expand infrastructure, he has said that.
Which government doesn't build infrastructure? So let me even make this point quickly. Infrastructure. So you talk about road, right?
Yes.
Talk about health infrastructure,
road, school buildings,
education,
secondary school buildings,
okay.
E-blocks.
Perfect. Even the E-blocks that you started today, we have completed more of your E-blocks that you started than you completed yourself. Roads. He himself said in Parliament that he constructed about 4,000 roads. We have done 11,000 roads. Why should anybody vote for you who did 4,000 and vote against the one that did 11,000? Why? Why should anybody vote for you who built barely 8 hospitals and vote against the one that is building about 111? Why? President Kufuor started Aerojet project. For 8 years, you became president. You couldn't finish it. It had to take President Kufuor's descendants to come and complete the Irrogers project. Why should anybody vote for you and vote against the government that has done it? So if you say, vote for me because I would bring infrastructure, your scorecard against the current government scorecard of infrastructure is quite clear. Sometimes I hear them talk about economy, or talk about the economy. Are you aware that under President Mohammed's presidency, he did not improve a single indicator under a macroeconomic indicator, not even one. Each of the macroeconomic indicators that he met in 2012, he rendered them useless under his presidency.
Everything declined?
All of them. So the point here is this. Yes, our inflation may be at 23%, from 15% to 23%. But Paul, our inflation during the global economic crisis went all the way to 54%. And today, we have worked from 2022 so hard to bring it to 23%, and it's still going down. You have no single record of being able to bring any macroeconomic indicator down. You picked inflation from 8% and you took it to 15%. So if somebody picked it from your 15% and it went all the way to 54%, and the person is working hard and it's coming down to about 23%, how do you tell me to vote for you, who has no record of being able to manage our economy to improve any of them, and vote against the one that has shown that if it gets worse, it can work to bring it back to good fortunes? How do you convince me to vote for you on this subject?
I'm sorry, I'm about to reply a text that I did. A friend of mine, very, very good friend, I said, Charlie, this Miracles guy be brutal. And I replied, I swear, I thought I'm on there.